Okay, so in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to use a Sonicwall 5.x operating system to map an external port to an internal port for a server, for example. Over here I'm trying to connect to a Windows server, RDP external 5000 to internal 3389. It is not working, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So first thing, I'm going to log into the Sonicwall, obviously. And by the way, you can use this for any service. I'm just using RDP, for example. The reason we are going to be using the WAN primary IP is because the admin has run out of public IP addresses. They have used all four of their one-to-one NATs, and we are now going to be using the WAN primary IP to route different kinds of traffic to different internal servers. You can do this for as many external ports as you have that don't overlap. You can map them to the same internal ports, but they got to be a different external port. So let's check. First step you're going to do is you're going to go to the network area and see what interface your WAN is on. If it's a vanilla installation, it will be on X1. Let's take a look and see what, yep, this is X1. You can see the WAN interface there. He has 4 public IPs. They're all used up. He has none left, and he needs us to access this server on the internal network. So we are going to get that done. The LAN is, well, one of the LANs is on X0. So we don't really have to worry about the LAN side so much. It's the WAN we got to worry about. So first thing we got to check is that he did create a address object for this internal server, and you can see over here, there it is. It's a Windows server, it's on the LAN, that's its internal IP. So that's good. So we're going to keep that. If you don't have that mapped out, you got to create an internal address object for your server or your device or whatever you're doing. Next, we need to go to the services. In this case, we are mapping RDP to this Windows server, but we are going to use RDP 5000 on the outside and 3389, which is the default, on the inside. So this Sonicwall already has an RDP entry for 3389. So that's already created for us. So we're only missing one entry. We are going to create RDP 5000, which is going to be a TCP service. And the ports range is 5000 to 5000. We only want to use one port. So there we go. And that's what you've got to do for your service. It can be any service, like I said. You just got to know what the port number and the protocol of your service is. Next, we go to NAT policies. This is probably the most confusing part for most people, so basically just follow what I'm doing. It's pretty easy. So you're going to add a new NAT policy. The original source is going to be any, and the translated source is going to be the original. Alright, so the destination where we want to go is, I like the WAN primary IP. Sometimes it's called the WAN interface IP or the X1 IP. They're all the same. So we're going to use WAN interface IP here. Next, we are going to choose the destination. That would be the server inside the network. So we are going to choose that address object that we had, which is East Coast DC1. And there we go. Now the original service, this is the outside service where it hits the firewall, is going to be RDP on 5000. The internal service is going to be RDP on port 3389. The inbound interface is X1 because that is your WAN. Added. Done. Easy. Next, we gotta create a firewall rule, because although we've created the NAT policy, the firewall will still block the traffic. So we're gonna do that. I like the matrix view. It has less clicking once you get in there, so I suggest you choose that as well. So we're going from the WAN to the LAN, and once we're in there, we are going to add a new firewall rule, and it's pretty simple. We are going to choose the service, which is the outside service, which is RDP 5000. The source is any IP on the internet, and the destination is going to be the WAN interface IP again, or your X1 IP. So you click Add, done, close it out, and that should be it. So now we are going to try RDP in to our Windows server, which failed before I did these changes. And there we go. It's asking for a login, so it works. Oh, that's me. But anyway, thanks for listening and watching.